rock. You're just in time for more, or you're just in time for brand new Let's Play, not more of a Let's Play. So what are we Let's Playing this time? Well, Alice Madness Returns, one of the better games from EA. It's actually weird because EA has a lot of good games, despite being like a really hated company. So yeah, now, real quick, before we get into the game, I want to go ahead and say that, the hair effects in this game are a lot better than what they are in Tomb Raider, with Tomb Raider's tress effects. Just saying. Let's see, I don't have any of the extra content on here, like the extra dresses and stuff like that, and we're not going to be playing with them anyway. So yeah, let's go ahead and just dive into the game, shall we? We'll do this on normal. Gonna make this a little bright. There we go. That should work. Yeah. I'm able to see this symbol, which is the hardest one to see, so hopefully everyone else will be able to see that. So the game does a good job of being the game does a good job of being able to see for yourself. Also, one other thing, unless you know about how to go into the files and change certain things, your, whatever your settings are, I guess you'd have to go through that when we get to it. There's one ability in this game that you can't change the position, like the key of, and I believe if you do change it, I remember it not working then. So it only works on the one key for some reason. However, if you have a controller plugged in, like I do, you can actually press the corresponding controller key and it worked for that instead. So last I checked, that's what happened, but I could be wrong. Did I forget to turn subtitles on? I don't know. I think the subtitles are on by default. At least for this, yeah, for this part of it, at least.
It's not a dream, it's a memory, and it makes me sick.
I like Alice's voice in this.
Focus. Wait. You're floating again.
I actually really love this concept of taking the idea of Alice in Wonderland and kind of twisting it into this dark.
I'm in hell.
Forget it. Abandon
This
that
dark.
memory. It's unproductive.
I don't want to say reality because this is all a dream. Sort of. It's a dream world generated.
My past.
I'm not really spoiling anything by saying this is technically a dream world, but it's not.
No words. Discard that delusion.
It's difficult to explain. It's difficult for me to explain, but
I'd rather not, Doctor. My Wonderland's shattered. It's dead to me.
Your preference doesn't signify.
like Wonderland's like her mental presence, and
Where are you?
the reason it's so twisted is because she got screwed up in the head through kind of a tragic past. Like her family died in a fire, and
It's the first link
she had
in
a,
the chain of forgetting.
I think it's called survivor's remorse.
I'm not mad.
Survivor's
That's not right.
Survivor's guilt.
There's something wrong.
So yeah. Oh, by the way, this game is not for kids. Yeah.
Don't struggle, Alice.
Yeah, it's pretty disturbing, isn't it?
Corruption.
This ain't your grandma's. This ain't your grandmother's Wonderland.
Forget it.
I mean, the voice acting is really good.
Wait at the sound.
Even if the cutscenes aren't so much.
There, Alice. Better now.
And that
My
texture
head's
popping
exploded
with their
and there's a
clothes.
steam hammer in my chest.
Yes, well, the cost of forgetting is high.
My memories make me vomit. What can I...
Remember other things.
I want to forget. Who would choose to be alone, imprisoned by their broken memories?
I'll set you free, Alice. Memory is a curse more often than a blessing.
So you've said many times, and
I will say again, the
I have a hard
past
time believing
must
that.
be paid for. Now, before our next session, collect those pills from our high street chemist.
very well, Doctor.
Ugh.
Now, Charlie, your pa was hung for killing your ma who beat you. Let's forget that, shall we? The past is dead, Charlie.
Ugh, that kid. Okay, so yeah, basic controls right now. Use the mouse to move around. On the controller, you use the analog stick, though the second analog stick, the right analog stick. Though my problem is, okay, you see me using what you see me use right now is the analog stick. I'm pushing up right now. I'm pushing left, right, or right now. Left, right now. Yeah, you can kind of see where the problem is. Everything else works fine. Can't really get into anything else like the left analog sticks works fine. So yeah, I'm only going to be using the controller when absolutely needed. And like I said, there's going to be a point where it's absolutely needed. I might actually want to tighten. Let's see if I can. Actually, I'm going to want to change these real quick too. Crap, I'm trying to remember what I need that to be. Oh crap! I forgot what what I had my stuff as. Let's see, which one is the one? Which was the one that you needed? The umbrella block is the one you can't change. That's actually kind of important in some way. You can play the game without it. It just makes it a lot harder. Okay. I'll make that caps lock, and it's really weird having a game where you use caps lock to do stuff with, but oh well. I think that's all I need to change right now. I'll figure out the rest that I need to. Actually, I was gonna tighten the mouse. See if I can tighten the mouse real quick. There's the controller configuration for you, so that's probably gonna make things a little easier. Okay, so it doesn't look like I can change the. So yeah, I'm just gonna ask you how smooth the mouse, whatever the mouse is. So yeah, basic controls: W moves you forward, S moves you back, A moves you right, D moves you left. Control stick would move you in that case. So yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's kind of right there. You see. Oh, that is one thing I changed. Go back into configurations real quick. There we go. Interact would be. That's why I didn't use the umbrella block. So yeah, that's why the umbrella block. Yeah, because the umbrella block has. I use E to interact with everything because that's just what makes sense to me. There we go. Okay, I gotta wait for that to pop back up. Oh, okay, so yeah, just had to move out of view. The camera was locked there. Okay, so yeah, you interact with stuff with E, and there's certain things you can interact with, or C if you're playing the game by default, though C would be kind of a difficult thing to do. You go to T to go into first person view. You can actually move around in first person view, so that's always interesting. Pushing any other button moves you out.
My bitter tears. Want some?
Okay. So yeah. So the doctor said about going to someplace to get some medicine.
10 years in the loony bin. No, Ma, no relation. She's an orphan.
And those kids are
Mr. Payne had
creepy.
no idea how humble a home could be. If not for my drawings and the photographs, this could pass for my room at the asylum.
Yeah, in the previous game, she actually was in an asylum. So, Yeah, that's kind of like the whole idea is like trying to fix her brain, fix her mind, and everything. And yeah, of course, you know these. The game takes place in like was it 16th century? I think is when the books take place. There's also much material take place that take place around that same time.
Different dream.
You know, a little later, she's older, obviously. I mean, the original book, she's like 8 or something. And there's a white mangy cat. I mean that quite literally. It looked like it had mange. Yeah, I guess you do what any sensible person would do and follow the cat.
Puss? Puss, 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 puss. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. The dialogue's not the strongest at times, but, you know. They just keep following the cat for some reason. Keep in mind that we're insane.
Cat gone.
Right over there. So let's just over here real quick. Actually moving the mouse I'm moving the mouse trying to move the mouse slowly because it's got quite the turn, quite the sensitivity, and there's no option to change it. But anyway, yeah. One of the things when you're in the real world, hearing the dialogue around other people, just hearing the passing dialogue.
Swallowing furry creatures into dark holes has become a habit. I hope it's not a vice.
Yeah, referencing the beginnings of the first book, how she follows the rabbit through the rabbit hole. Yeah. Those of you that never read a book in your life, that phrase suddenly makes sense now in the Matrix. If it doesn't, it will soon. Whoa. Whenever you click a button that isn't spacebar, that will pop up, prompting you, allowing you to skip the scene. But yeah, Alice is clearly having some sort of delusional.
My stars and garters, Alice Little. Slumming again, are we?
Yeah, that is her actual last name, even in the books.
Twice in as many months.
It's kind
Out
of.
on your own? You look frazzled, dearie. Not doing well?
Not really.
Come along home then and look at my pigeons. Pretty birds, like you.
I don't think so. Our last visit cost me several pounds and got me nowhere.
I might recall where your mangy rabbit got to. Still a mess. No surprise. Her kin roasted like chestnuts right before her eyes. 10 years in Rutledge Asylum wasted everyone's time. Dr. Bumby won't do better. Still hauling out her questions. The fire.
Yeah, this
her
is
memory.
essentially
Deserved
a
consideration.
retread.
Who
Not a
found
retread.
her new clothes? Who got her a place at Bumby's? Where'd she be without me?
It's kind of
On the streets.
sort of telling you what the
Side
events
by side.
between the first game and this one.
She's doing a pound or two.
Now, unfortunately, I don't have the first game, so I can't really.
Kept her secret, haven't
I've seen some playthroughs of it.
Oh, died on my account. I couldn't save you.
But yeah,
I told her
I don't
last
actually
night
have it myself, so
sale.
unfortunately,
I'm a
we won't be
good
let's playing to that yet.
Not like her nanny, that uppity whore. Well, that lawyer fellow Radcliffe
I think you pre-ordered this game on Steam. You got
money. Won't
you got the original game for
make
free.
a donation to my upkeep.
So I didn't pre-order this
goes
game.
Off her head. This you cannot remember her name.
Fortunately.
What I heard.
Now, I kind of started looking at this more, and I kind of started thinking, what if people did a version of this, like, but instead of Alice in Wonderland, they did Wizard of Oz? I know it's kind of a random thing, 'cause the two aren't really related, but when a lot of people talk about Alice in Wonderland, they kind of can relate Wizard of Oz too. Right here we can actually lock the view in place to kind of get a better view of how the world or something looks. Kind of gives us an idea of where to go next or what to see. And yeah, I gotta say, looks amazing.
Nurse Witness, do you mean to harm me? To send me
It
back
really
to the
does
asylum?
look.
I
This game
won't
really
say
looks
no.
good.
But first you could photograph.
Need a drink. One my washing is washing.
Whoa! I'm starting to think that the reason the Scarecrow wasn't in Arkham City was he was too busy in this game scaring the crap out of Alice. That makes sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, right here we go down the rabbit hole in a really weird way. And begins her Alice's actual outfit. At least her Wonderland outfit. The one that if you played the first game you'd be more familiar with. And this is one of the things about this game is that each area kind of has their own outfits. And once you get to that certain area, you change into that outfit. Yeah, just look at that. And the hair effects are still better than what's in Tomb Raider. Yeah. I think I've seen like the Tress effects thing. If no one knows what I'm talking about, the new Tomb Raider game had like this Tress effects thing, which
Very upsetting journey.
had like the hair effects for
whatever she's become.
Lara Croft, and it just looked really bad when you
Least
turned
the
it
piece I've
on most
landed is
computers.
somewhat familiar.
It looks good in cutscenes, but you know that's because Tress effects always looks good in cutscenes because it's all pre-rendered.
Cat, don't try to bully me. I'm
But
very
the hair
much
effects in
alert.
this still look much better than that. They actually look like they have some weight to them and actual physics to them.
You're no help at all.
And of course, there's a Cheshire Cat.
I'll frighten myself.
It's
When
very
necessary,
creepy
thanks so
and
much.
mangy.
I was hoping to escape from all that.
Abandon that hope. A new law
And
reigns
bloody
in
teeth.
this Wonderland, Alice. It's very rough justice all round. We're at risk here. You be on your guard.
The Cheshire Cat in this is kind of it's kind of your guide. Kind of tells you where to go. Let's see. We have double jumps. So space to jump, space to get in the air to jump again. And I believe you can hold. No. Okay, no, that's not till later. So yeah. Yeah, I really like Alice's design in this. The bloody, I guess that'd be an apron over her dress. The hair, yeah, the hair alone. The bow tie of the skull is kind of a neat little touch. And you look at the rest of Wonderland and think, wow, this looks amazing too. You got the floating dominoes. I always like the surreal look of Wonderland. Like how everything looks. Like you got the giant dice, the whatever that was that we just passed, the giant marbles inside this forest. That thing. Now right here we have memories. We'll be covering some of these throughout the game. They don't teach us how to play the game normally. Like that one kind of does. It kind of tells us how to jump, sort of. Or it tells us that we can jump. Not sure, I think that might be the only one that tells us how to. The basic mechanics of the game have pretty much already been explained. Right there. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Right there, you see the dominoes will actually reposition themselves for us if we actually fall. Right there's one of those creepy kids. Ugh.
If you leave from that table again, Alice, I'll expire. You're 2 times too reckless, my girl.
So yeah, the memories are basically like backstory, like parts of Alice's backstory that she's trying to recover. Right there we have the floating ability right there. we can actually float. We can actually double jump again while we're floating. And you see that we have two little butterflies that signify how many jumps we have left. So yeah.
Amanita muscaria, Alice, is merely a stinky toadstool. A spongy consistency, but poisonous.
If we... No? Okay, that doesn't do anything yet. Oh, no. Ah. I've only played this game once, so I'm trying to remember a lot of this stuff. Right here we have the infamous drink me potion, which if you...
I've been down this road before.
Well, if you haven't played the game, if you haven't played the game or read the books, then you don't know what this is going to do to Alice, but...
My God, I'm shrinking in this potion. Shall I disappear?
Almost. But the upside is that while smaller, you can see things that are nearly invisible to your bigger self.
Ah, I get it.
Yeah.
Right. Forests for the trees. Just the other way round. Short-sighted is more than a matter of perspective.
Pretty much. Alright, there's another memory. The memories are kind of done in different things, so if we hold left control... Actually, I think I'm going to change that to shift. Make it feel a little more natural. Because we'll be using that ability a lot, actually. Yeah, I think that'll work. No, don't cancel. Yeah, like I said, you're going to see this... You're going to see that menu a lot. We hit shift in this case, we can shrink, and you can actually see these symbols, these little symbols, arrows, and drawings pop up that we can't see when we're tall. Then you see it kind of disappear over time.
All curled up, she's barely there.
We can now also fit through these little keyholes too. There we saw some other arrows. If we shrink in here, we can actually recover our health when we start losing health. You can also recover teeth, which are basically the currency in this game. We'll get into what those do later. When we can, at least. They're used basically to purchase upgrades for our equipment that we'll eventually be getting. Yeah, I got a giant slug here. Slug statue, at least. Well, no, I think they're supposed to be real slugs. Okay. We can't go any further this way. So let's turn around and go down into this keyhole. Shall we? Okay, let me check how much time we have. I think I need to... Oh, God. So right here we have a little picture of a knife and what looks like a demon, and the hand pointing us to go this way. So let's go that way, and let's just go. Well, that's nothing. Okay, so right here you can see this mode can actually give us hints as to where to go for secrets, like for memories.
I'll never have more fun alone than when I rode the big slide in Hyde Park. Papa will take you soon, Alice.
And right here we have a slide section, which I think we're in the episode also in this. Yeah, this is our, you can push back to slow down so you can collect everything. Left and right will control where you're going. And right there earlier, if we break these, we can actually get stuff formed. Like these little slug shells. And right there you saw we got some gold teeth. Gold teeth are worth more than regular teeth, obviously. I think they're worth 5. Right here we notice that there's blood in the water. The water turned to blood now, which is not a good sign. Oh, that's why. That must be the Jabberwocky.
The Vorpal blade is swift and keen and always ready for service.
The Vorpal blade is a kitchen knife.
I've not come back here looking for a fight.
Really? That's a pity. One's certainly looking for you.
Yeah, here we have, we've just obtained the Vorpal blade. Goes snicker snack, it leaves them dead. As seen in a previous poem. The poem they're referencing is I think it's called the Jabberwocky. It's a story about a guy. It's another story that the same writer Lewis Carroll wrote about a different event, not related to Alice in Wonderland, but a lot of people seem to like to relate because it's both by the same guy. That talks about a knight hunting down a beast called the Jabberwocky, or Jabberwock. Right there you saw a rose petal. That's our health gauge. Collect the rose petal. Collect the rose to gain health. Right there, we can only strike 3 times before we have to take a small break. And upgrades will allow us to actually upgrade it to more. I think we can get like up to 5 or 6. I'm trying to think. Like each upgrade adds another strike. But like I said, we'll get into that when we can get into that. But yeah, the Vorpal blade has been something that's been kind of referenced in Dungeons and Dragons and a bunch of other stuff. But right now, I think we're gonna go ahead and end the episode off here for now. So the next episode we'll be heading on further, and I guess going for that fight that we were looking for before. Until then, I'll see you guys later.